Is the step back the most unguardable move in today's basketball? Well, according to one of the best defenders ever played the game, Scottie Pippen, the step back shot is the hardest move to stop and almost impossible to close out effectively. The good news is that you are in the right place to learn how to build your own with a 4 exercises progression. So in only 4 days you will lay the most solid base for an outstanding step back, and by consistently training it, you'll become a king of isolation, just like James Harden. Stay tuned, we start in a bit. We are Mihai Dumitrescu, IPT Certified Skill Enhancement Trainer, highest level professional team coach, and Petar Peric first-tier international professional player in Croatia, Germany, and Slovakia. And if you truly want to master the art of basketball, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you can keep learning how to become unstoppable. Let's start by explaining what is the step back, and the timing behind it, so you will not confuse it with the slide step or any other type of steps that are usually misaddressed as step backs. So, the main characteristic of the step back is the player needs to land on both feet at the same time, otherwise we probably talk about a slide step, which is a great move but doesn't bring the same benefits in terms of separation. Then, the most important aspect for building a solid step back, as for any other type of footwork, is the dribbling timing, and it regards the dribble step that must occur right before jumping on the side or towards the back. The dribble step is the step you take with the opposite foot regarding the ball side, at the same time or a fraction of a second after you've dribbled the ball. If this is not your timing, all the moves you'll try will be out of rhythm, and your game will lack quality. Those being said, let's move on to our first exercise, which is the simplest one, and it will drive you to understand what your step back should look like, and why is it important to stay focused on all its details. We'll utilize the Impossible Footwork Mat, which is the greatest tool we've ever used in our workouts, and which we suggest you use too if you can buy one. We guarantee that it will change your training perception and quality, like nothing else you would try. Anyway, you can also use cones to mark the space for your last dribble step. After the dribble step, you'll need to jump laterally or slightly back towards the outside, and as we've explained at the beginning, land on both feet almost at the same time, where you'll take the shot from. The step back in this training stage is not very complicated to achieve. If you stay true to all the above details, and especially to the dribble step timing, you'll do it in a matter of a few minutes. Making the shot, it's another story, which is not the focus now. Do it for 10 to 15 minutes at least on each side, and keep in mind to remain concentrated for each rep. Let's move on to the next exercise, which we suggest you do the next day, so your brain will have enough time to digest what you've just done. For this one, things will be a little more complicated, but also it will help you to move up a level. We've replaced the mat with a rip cone, that we've placed along the free throws line, in a way the dribble step to occur at the elbows. The idea is you'll need to touch the cone at the same time as the dribbling step. This will help you a lot with the timing, but also to start deepening your shoulder into your opponent, so it will become almost impossible for him to recover for the closeout. Then, by using the offhand on the cone, it will force you to pick up the ball late, so in the unlikely event of a good closeout contest, you can transfer to any other move you'll need by keeping the live ball advantage. As you may be noticed, we use the mat for the starting purpose, and this is because we always try to start our exercises out of a drop, so this will likely become an automatic way to attack each and every time for total aggressiveness and game control. So, start with dribbling, use a drop, then a dribble step with cone touch, jump, land on both feet, pick up the ball late, and take the shot. That's it. Looks easy, but it is not, as it was for the first drill we showed. Getting low during the run, it's not a common practice, but as you are on our channel, and as we've met each other, we tell you that this is the way to get to the highest elite level. Work on it for 20 minutes on each side, or more if you believe you need to. Stay focused on the key points, and execute each rep at full speed. Now, it's time to move further away, behind the arch, where this shot is the most devastating. This is mostly because the separation you will create will put you in a gap advantage of more than 1 meter or 4 feet long, in an area that is not as crowded as it is around the paint. we keep using the footwork mat, and we suggest you do the same until you build your technique from afar, so later on, as you'll remove it, all of it will be well imprinted in your memory. We've placed it inside the 3-point area, as this should be your aim. So, you'll need to attack your adversary, simulating a penetration, and as you force him back with your run, and your inside shoulder, after the perfect dribble step timing, jump backward lateral and land on both feet for your shot. At this moment you are far from the basket, and even if you use the exact same technique, it will be more difficult to take the shot from your strong side hand, as you will need to square into the air. This conducts us to the next detail to focus on, and that is under no circumstances to make a break in the shot flow, and to find a better balance by making a pause. This will ruin all the advantage you've built up, and as you progress into the upper leagues, you'll be a certain victim for strong defenders. Move your mat along the circle and go for it for at least 20 minutes for each side. Notice that this should be only for the first time, as you'll need to include this kind of shot in your daily or weekly training routine. So then we will start talking about making more and more shots, and bigger percentages. Just remember, for anything you do, you need the commitment to start, but you'll need consistency to finish, so be committed to learning, and consistent to get to the top of the mountain. Our last exercise is the hardest to achieve and to use, but at the moment you will be able to do it, and you will transfer it to your game, and your level will get higher than you've ever thought it will be possible. This one must be performed at full running speed, as the final move, the reverse step back, will occur after a speed stop with a behind-the-back exchange. The speed stop is the act of stopping, usually for a shot, which is not our case today, by picking up the dribbling after the last dribble step, and at the same time with the back leg stepping in. Instead of pick up, you'll exchange the ball behind the back to be picked up on the other side, and as the ball reaches your opposite pocket, you will jump backward, by reversing your last steps, into a shot. Keep in mind to land, as much as you can, on both feet at the same time. Again, we use the footwork mat, to mark the length of the stop and of the reverse steps, which we like to be as long as it can be in your particular case. This move is so powerful because your opponent can't think of a long-range step back, as you are already too deep inside, and as you are in full speed penetration, he is already pushed back, so it will be impossible to recover you. However, even if what I just said may seem logical, without perfect dribbling timing, it will be a poor move, and easy to read, which will place you in big trouble. So, put hard work into it, stay for as long as you need to make it look good, and even if you can do it right in the beginning, go for at least 20 minutes on each side. Same as for the previous one, include it in your daily routine if you like to have it in your arsenal and start rising your shooting percentages out of it. You are now at the end of the 4-workout cycle, and even if you cannot make shot after shot, for now, you've built a sound and clear step back, as only the greatest player possess. Remember, your commitment brought you here, but now it's time for consistency to build your way up to the top. And we do not doubt that you will do it. We would like to hear from you how it was, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to address them to us in a comment, so we can get back to you with a detailed answer. Also, you may want to check those videos up here too, as we believe that you will love them. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and we remind you to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't done it yet, set your notifications on, so you'll not lose anything in the future.